This book didn't give me answers, it gave me seeds. Seeds that honestly took years to even begin to grow. And as we've been working through this series with you, I've started to realize something. You know, almost everything we've talked about, the false self, sin circles, desire, union with God, they were all already here, planted in new seeds of contemplation. So just real quick, before we dive in, this is not an easy book. It's not something you read quickly and just move on. It's not for someone looking for quick fixes or, step-by-step formulas. I was first introduced to it years ago in seminary. It's one of those books you might spend a day or a week just thinking over one passage. And you can come back to it year after year and, different insights will jump out to you. The first time I read it, I probably only understood a tenth of what I read. But there's just something in Merton's beautiful language that so resonates with me. So if you're someone who has felt stuck like I have, or you feel like there's something deeper, more real and more alive, but you just can't quite access it, this book is worth it. Not because it gives you clarity right away, but because it plants something that keeps growing. For me, there are 3 seeds in particular that have stayed with me. You'll probably recognize them because they've shown up in this series. The first seed is this: the false self isn't real. It's constructed. It's an illusion. It's built over time through fear and through control, comparison. And it's the version of us that tries to manage life and tries to protect itself, tries to prove something. And if you've watched the earlier videos, you've seen this. If not, click here or look in the description to take a deeper look. Merton puts it this way: all sin starts from the assumption that my false self is the fundamental reality of life. And you see, that's the trap. And we start living as if that version of us is who we really are. Now, this next quote I've mentioned during the false self video, but it's so good it bears repeating. I feel like this, maybe more than anything else, also shows the power of Merton's writing. He says, "I use up my life in the desire for pleasures and the thirst for experiences, for power, honor, knowledge, and love, to clothe this false self and construct its nothingness into something objectively real. And I wind experiences around myself and cover myself with pleasures and glory like bandages in order to make myself perceptible to myself and to the world, as if I were an invisible body that could only become visible when something visible covered its surface. But there is no substance under the things with which I am clothed. I am hollow, and my structure of pleasures and ambitions has no foundation." Yeah, you see, that's deep. Because if I'm honest, so much of me, what I think of as me, is just my false self. And it's absolutely hollow. It's just an illusion. The second seed is this: your true self is not something you achieve, it's something you awaken to. It's already hidden in God. Now, this ties into everything we've talked about with union. You're not trying to become someone new. You're learning to live from who you already are in Him. Again, Merton writes, "There is only one problem on which all my existence, my peace, my happiness depend: to discover myself in discovering God. If I find him, I will find myself. And if I find my true self, I will find him. You see, that's it. That's the whole journey. Not becoming more impressive, not becoming more spiritual, but discovering that your life, your being, your identity is already hidden with God. It's already hidden with God. We can stop all the striving and simply rest in what is already true. The third seed, contemplation is not about adding more. It's about letting go. Letting go of the noise, letting go of control, letting go of the constant need to fix and manage your life. It's silence, it's presence, it's surrender. Merton says, to enter into the realm of contemplation, one must in a certain sense die. But this death is in fact the entrance into a higher life. It is a death for the sake of life, which leaves behind all that we can know or treasure as life, as thought, as experience, as joy, as being. See, that sounds intense. And in some respects it is. But what he's getting at is that the false self cannot follow you into contemplation. It has to be released. And then what's left is life. All these things I've been seeing play out in my own life, especially in areas like fear, conflict, even the tension I carry in my body. For a long time, I've tried to fix those things, or analyze them, or solve them, or control them. But you see, what I'm learning is freedom isn't coming from fixing. It's not coming from trying harder. It's coming from releasing, from becoming aware, from pausing and letting go. And then slowly, almost quietly, something deeper starts to emerge. Now, as I look back on this whole series, the false self, the sin circles, the deeper desires, all of it has really been pointing in one direction. You're not who you think you are. And the life you're looking for is not somewhere out there. It's already here, hidden with God. Now that's what New Seeds of Contemplation has been slowly teaching me. Not through answers, but through seeds. So if you've resonated with any part of this, this is a great next step. Pick it up. I'll put a link to it in the description. Then take your time and let it begin to reshape how you see yourself and how you see God. And so I pray this series has been a blessing to you, and that the Holy Spirit is beginning to awaken something new within you. If it has, consider liking and subscribing so you can join me in the next series in the coming weeks. God bless you. All is grace.